Good evening and welcome to the Murfreesboro City Board of Education meeting. We will now ask Dr. Fowler, principal of Bradley School, to come forward to introduce our guests for our pledge, and after that, a moment of silence. If we please stand.
It's my privilege this evening to introduce two of my favorite students. Salma Leha is a 6th grade student at Bradley who's been at Bradley since kindergarten. And Corey Greason, who's also been to Bradley since he was in kindergarten, and Corey's a 4th grader, and they're going to lead the chamber in the pledge to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. Righty. We'll now ask for an approval of tonight's agenda.
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion, second. All in favor, sign of aye.
Aye.
Good evening, Dr. Gilbert.
Good evening. You have several communications. The first is we would like to congratulate our board member, Butch Campbell. He will be recognized on September 27th at the TSBA district meeting. He has achieved level 3 boardsmanship. So congratulations, Mr. Campbell. As many of you know, because you participated, we had a terrific Reading in the Schools Day this past Friday, and I want to thank Read to Succeed for their work. We had just every classroom had readers, and it's one of the most enjoyable days of the year, so we certainly appreciate that. We also want to congratulate Shannon Minner, who is the Mitchell Nelson Primary's media specialist. She was selected by the Tennessee Association of School Librarians for her extra efforts, and we congratulate her. I think any time that we have a teacher that is recognized by a state organization, we certainly are proud of that, and we're certainly proud of Ms. Minner, and she will receive a $500 check for her work. We have several thank yous. Thank you to Georgetown Kroger for their donation of $500 to Mitchell Nelson Primary. Thank you to Believers Chapel for their donation of school supplies and for purchasing coats for students in need at Black Fox Elementary. And then Franklin Heights, which always has lots of thank yous, to Unity Free Will Baptist Church for donations of food and also food boxes and bottled water to support our outreach activities. Kingwood Church of Christ for snacks for homework help, and as you know, the homework help program at Franklin Heights is booming. And also for cleaning supplies for some of the residents. And then finally, Troop 150 for books for the Parenting Learning Center. And we do have an announcement. Hispanic Heritage Day will be September the 29th, which is this Saturday. And this will be from 10 to 2. This is a partnership with the Discovery Center. And then finally, we want to congratulate Discovery School at Rees Rogers. They have been selected as a National Blue Ribbon School. They are among only 219 public schools who have been selected for that honor, one of 6 in the state, and they have been selected for their high achievement. We will be celebrating that on Thursday, and we want to congratulate Dr. Clark and all of her teachers and the students for their learning, their composite learning, but also for the work that they do. So congratulations, Discovery School. That's quite an honor for Murfreesboro City Schools and for Discovery School, and well deserved. And those are the communications.
Thank you. We're now down to consent items. Is there a motion or is there anything on the agenda on the consent that you want removed for discussion? Hearing none, we'll ask for a motion.
So moved.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, sign of aye.
Aye.
Are there any that oppose? Thank you. Action items.
Okay, the first action item you have before you tonight is the approval on first reading of Board Policy SS7, Student Transportation Services. This policy has had some minor revisions made to it from the current policy, such as including that the building principal and or the principal's designee in the transportation department shall be involved when students are being transported to their approved destinations and they bring documentation. So do you have any questions regarding this policy?
Hearing none, we'll ask for a motion.
So moved.
Is there a
Second.
Thank you. There's a motion and a second. All in favor, sign of aye.
Aye.
Any that oppose? Thank you.
The next policy that has been brought to you tonight for first reading is Board Policy SS10, Mail, Email, and Delivery Services. The addition to this policy you'll find in lines 17 through 19 that clarifies that only communications directly related to the school district shall be distributed or transmitted through school district's inter-office mail system and email system, and personal use of school district email or inter-office mail is prohibited. Are there any questions regarding this policy?
We'll entertain a motion at this time. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. There's a motion and a second. All in favor, sign of aye.
Aye.
Are there any that oppose? Thank you.
Your next action item is a request for approval of tenure for Lori France. She previously was tenured in Murfreesboro City, is returning to the system. She is a teacher at Siegel, and so we do ask for your approval of tenure for her.
Is there a motion for this approval, or is there a question for Dr. Gilbert?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, sign of aye.
Aye.
Any that oppose? Thank you. Mrs. Baker, I'll yield to you.
Okay, the next item that you have on your agenda under action items is the election of the board chair and vice chair. And according to Board Policy B03 and according to Tennessee State Statute Section 49-2-202C2 and Section 25-6 of the Murfreesboro City Code, board officers are to be elected annually. The state statute mandates that the board only elect a board chair. However, Board Policy B03 mandates that the board elect both a board chair and a vice chair. The term for the officers to be elected would be from November 1st, 2012 to October 31st of 2013. Nominations for board chair will be given followed by a roll call for votes, and then nominations will be taken for vice chair, followed by a roll call vote. A majority of the entire board, not just those present, which means 4 votes, is necessary for one to be voted into office. And that is pursuant to Tennessee Code Section 49-2-202G. And please note that board officers cannot be elected by acclamation. We must take the roll call vote. After the nominations have been made and seconded, I will ask Ms. Ridley to call your name, and then you should state the name of the nominee that you are voting for. Please remember that it takes 4 votes for a member to be elected. Okay, I'll call for nominations for board chair.
I'd like to nominate Mary Wade.
I'll second that. Oh.
Are there any other nominations?
Never mind.
Okay, seeing none, I'll have Ms. Ridley call the roll.
Mr. Barrett,
Mary Wade.
Dr. Brown,
Mary Wade.
Mr. Campbell,
Mary Wade.
Ms. Phillips, I'm sorry, Ms. Rainier,
Mary Wade.
Ms. Smith,
Mary Wade.
Ms. Wade.
Mary Wade.
Okay, congratulations, Ms. Wade.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, board. Thank you very much.
Okay, now I will call for nominations for vice chair.
I'd like to nominate Butch Campbell.
Are there any other nominations? Okay, seeing none, I'll have Ms. Ridley call the roll.
Mr. Barrett,
Butch Campbell.
Dr. Brown,
Butch Campbell.
Mr. Campbell,
Butch Campbell.
Ms. Rainier,
Butch Campbell.
Ms. Smith,
Butch Campbell.
Ms. White.
Butch Campbell.
Okay, congratulations, Mr. Campbell.
Thank you.
Thank you all for your service, and congratulations to the chair and the vice chair, but really appreciate the work of this board. You are a phenomenal group, so thank you so much for all of your leadership, and particularly Ms. Wade and Mr. Campbell in your roles. Reports and information, you have personnel update under tab 3, your monthly expenditure and revenue report and attendance update, and Mr. Anderson, I'm going to turn that section over to you.
Thank you. The financial report is, we're at the end of the first 2 months of the fiscal year at the 16.7% mark. We are $1 million in negative net income, which is normal for this time of year. Last year at this time, we were $3.5 million negative at this month. As you know, we have to wait till cash starts flowing in for the taxes and on the holiday sales. On the revenue side, we are slightly up as a percentage. We're up $200,000 in collections, but we're up to 7.3% at this time, which is good. And on the expenditure side, we are have less expenditures than last year at this time. And again, part of that is because of when cutoff dates are. Certain things hit at certain times, so this fluctuates from month to month. But overall, the budget's in good shape right now. Any questions on the financial piece? Okay, on the enrollment piece, our numbers are that we're up 230 students over where we were last year. At the end of the year, we are 79 students above what we had in our budget projections, so that's another good sign. Our pupil-teacher ratio in K through 3 is 19.04, and our 4th through 6th grade PTR is 20.88. Our overall mix of PTR is 19.70. We are holding very steady in that. And this report that I've given you is after the 29th day of school, full day of school. So it's a few days old now, of course, but the enrollment's holding very well at this point. Any questions on enrollment and PTRs? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Anderson, for your wonderful update. We're down to, is there any other business that comes before this board that you'd like to see on next month's agenda?
Can I ask you a question?
Mr. Campbell.
Where are we, or where is the city in regards to the fence project at Discovery School?
We have been in communication with the city, and they are pursuing the possibility of getting that fence. So we are in communication with City Hall about that and are deferring to them at this point in time.
Are there any other questions? Or?
She said it all.
One?
She said it all. She said, just be patient.
We will be patient. Is there any other business or questions for Dr. Gilbert or Mr. Anderson? Well, did we break our own record this time, Ms. Ridley? Hearing none, no question or anything, I will entertain a motion to adjourn the board meeting.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.
Oh, that was short.